Baffin Island Sea Lab, and we are celebrating National Estuaries Week this week. Last week, the Sea Lab did sustain some damage from Hurricane Sally, and we are still in recovery mode from the hurricane. And this is Mobile Bay that you see behind me. Mobile Bay is an estuary. An estuary is a place where freshwater and saltwater come together and mix. And they are very important nursery grounds. There are a couple of different habitats that fringe Mobile Bay that provide valuable habitat for a lot of animals. One of them is the salt marsh. You can see a little bit of the salt marsh grass at the water's edge. Another of those habitats is oyster reef. So I've got here some oyster shells, some clumps of oyster shells. Oysters are animals that are bivalves, animals with two shells, and they stick to hard things after a planktonic larval phase where they drift along in the currents. They'll settle and they'll attach to hard things, including other oysters. So these two clumps of oysters each have several that have stuck together. And when oysters stick together like this, they form habitat. So a small clump of oysters like this, you might think of as sort of like an apartment complex. So on this particular clump of oysters, you can see evidence of several different kinds of organisms. There are barnacles and worm tubes, and there's kind of a lacy crust on there that is a colonial animal called bryozoa, and there's evidence of other animals that have burrowed into the shell. These holes and the tracks from worms live in the shell, or those that live in the little crevices formed in the reef. So there are a lot of crabs and fish and other kinds of animals that live in the oyster reefs that I don't actually have here to show you. But those are important ecosystems, and they are also economically important. A lot of people like to eat oysters, which means that they are a food source, and they are also a source of jobs. So from harvest, the folks who have their livelihoods harvesting oysters to transporting them, to processing them, shucking them, packaging them, cooking them, serving them. They provide a lot of economic benefit in our region. So oysters are estuarine animals. They thrive in estuaries.